welcome. I'm pleased to be here with Emma Weiler, BHS senior and almost golf pro it seems. But Emma, you just recently concluded your high school golf career. What's your fondest memory?
My fondest memory was definitely my junior year when I was walking to 18T and I heard everyone screaming. And I was like trying to figure out what was going on, and I figured out that Josie chipped in for eagle. And I just remember like walking up and seeing all those girls smiling at me, standing on top of the hill, and it was just a really cool experience. And then I ended up birdieing the hole, and then watching them all run down to me and give me a hug was definitely something I will never forget.
And if I remember correctly, that was to pretty much solidify our first time as a team going to the state golf finals.
Yes, it was the first time.
So when you came to us a freshman, you became an impact player immediately in our area. Talk about the progression of your game prior to getting into your high school career.
Prior to my high school career, I spent a lot of time outside of just practicing in general, and my parents took me to a lot of golf tournaments, and I was always practicing to get better, and Angela definitely had a lot to do with that as far as helping me get to where I am and helping me when I was younger, learning how to golf, and that definitely paid off when I was older.
So beginning of your freshman year, we knew right away that we had something special on the golf course there, and as a person. You qualified for the state finals individually as a sophomore, then the team qualified as a junior and a senior. Please reflect on the experiences of going to the state golf finals.
So my freshman year, I'll never forget, Tom told me on 18, he was like, you gotta birdie this. And so I was like, all right, here we go. Yeah. So I ended up birdieing that one, and then he was like, now you get to go into a playoff hole. So I did the playoff hole and I birdied that one. And then sophomore year, I got out fairly easily, but the junior and senior year was definitely something I will never forget, because junior year, like I said, I explained the story earlier, and then senior year, just like having my sister there and having the incoming freshman Ava, I recruited her to come here, so I'm very happy that she decided to come here, and it was just really cool to have all of them by my side.
You've talked a little bit about family, and it's a big component of your success. As a sophomore, you were able to compete with a good family friend, Sydney Palmer from North Decatur, and your last 2 years, one of your teammates, Addie, your sister. How do you balance the family and friend competition and then still maintain those close personal relationships?
Well, I mean, I love to compete, so like being able to play with Sydney my freshman and sophomore year, or I think it was just freshman, I don't remember. But I just remember my freshman year, her walking on 18 with me when I did have to do the playoff hole, and then her whole family staying there when I was on the playoff hole and giving me hugs afterwards. Like, that's the kind of support that I wanted. And although I wanted to beat her, but some days it didn't always happen. And that's kind of the same thing with Addie too. Like, the way I look at it is when we played at Otter Creek, Addie shot 3 under and Josie shot 1 under, and I shot even and Ava shot +1. Like, that was a team score of 3 under. So
Right.
Of course I wanted to beat her, but at some points it helps the team just having her there, and I think that really helped.
And it's a special moment, right? The Otter Creek was this year going into the final tournament, going into the sectional, and in that time, and so it really kind of propelled the team as you went into the postseason tournament. You mentioned earlier your mom and dad. They've been a big part of your success and part of the transportation, a lot of the unseen hours. How have they enabled your growth?
They definitely took me to the course whenever I asked. Anytime I asked, they were always there to take me to the course. They supported me along the way. They never failed to be there for every single golf tournament, and were always there to help me. And a story that I've always thought back to was my mom underestimated the time to get to Bloomington, and that was the one tournament we were late for, and I was running up to the first tee. I was sick the night before and ended up getting a 13 on the first hole, and let's just say we've never been late since then.
Okay.
So
Lesson learned by everybody.
yeah, it was definitely a fun experience.
You mentioned Angela, who is in her own right a local golf standout. Angela Galk-Belter is at North Branch and serves as one of your coaches and mentors. Describe her impact on your development, both as a player and as a person.
She has been there for me through it all. I had a lesson this morning at 6 a.m. She gives me lessons before school, after school. I send her videos and she looks at them and will text me what I'm doing wrong. She just has always been there for me, and she'll bring her kids to lessons sometimes and they'll be throwing golf balls at me and she's like, you gotta stay mentally focused.
Yeah.
And that's the way that she looks at it. And there's been times where she's made me hit 5-6 footers in a row and I can't leave until I do that. And although she gives me tough love and I have cried before at lessons, I know she loves me and cares about me, and I care about her a lot too.
Wonderful. Recently, you were able to experience with many family and friends your signing day ceremony for Marian University. How do you establish new goals and envision experiences as you transition from a Bulldog to a Knight?
I'm really excited to start my new journey. I will always be a Batesville Bulldog, and I will always come back here to support these girls, and I hope one day to be coaching some younger girls. But until then, I'm very excited to continue my journey to Marian.
And we're excited to follow the time you have. We know that you've got a few months here left with us as basketball season, and then now track, which was your first time running track last year. So thank you. We look forward to seeing you on the court and on the track before you transition to Marian, and you'll always be welcome back here at the high school. From a very personal standpoint, thank you for always representing Batesville High School in the way that you do. It's great to be able to put people out front and lead and represent what we want in the Bulldogs. So thank you for all that you've done for Batesville High School and that you'll continue to do. Emma, thanks for all you've done for us. It's been my pleasure to talk to you today and be our first student interview in this process. Emma Weiler, everybody. Thank you.